want to work on creating a sine wave effect, a cool graphic display kind of a stuff. And for that, what I'll do is I will first go to, I'll start by creating a rectangle. I will create a construct point, give it as the plane, give some size to the rectangle. I will, so if I give it a size here, so it creates this kind of effect, but I mean my origin is here, but this time I want my rectangle to have the center point on the origin. So there is something called symmetric domain. It's a part of a plugin. So it's a part of the plugin called Heteroptera. So you just need to plug in the number, like how much the length you want, and then it dissects it automatically into a domain. So since your length was 2000, so the domain was created was from minus 1000 to 1000, so length becomes 2000. And then if you give it, so see how it is centered on this construct, the origin point. And yeah, so this is it. Next I'll do surface frames. I will create out like 20 by 20 divisions. Nice. I will now, what I'll do is try to create a ripple, but before that what I'll do is pull point, and these distances I will use to pull these distances I will use to move these points up and down. And this distance I will remap it. Remap bounds. It's a grafted list. This grafted list needs to be flattened. Flatten. Use a graph mapper. Give it a sign. Use again a remap. This time use construct domain. Give it how much you want to move in and out of the surface. So maybe by seeing this, I think I want to move it by say like 200. That would be a good call, maybe. So I want to move it by 200, and now I'll simply move it and set. I will give amplitude. So if you see, I'll use divide surface actually. This normal will become my vector, and the remapped ones becomes the amplitude, and this vector goes into the motion of the move command. And what I want to move is to move these points, so I'll move it up. Yeah. I'll create a line. So a line is created now, and you can see I have this kind of an effect going on. It looks nice, but now since I said it, I want it to be a graphic kind of a thing. So I now play with colors. So what I want is I want all these lines to be red. So I'll do custom preview. No, I'll do custom preview language since it's a line. This watch. I'll give it like, maybe for white. Now line weight can be from 1 to 7. Nope. I would do mesh sphere to create a sphere out of it. And the thing is, these radiuses should be affected by whatever is their set height. So I will deconstruct these points. Or maybe I can try doing using this actually. Let's see if this works. Instead of using the set, I'll use the values, but now I want my sphere maximum radius to be 6, minimum to be 1, maybe to be 8. Plug it in. So it has, we also need to, once you have this dotted kind of a line, it becomes a grafted line. So you need to always keep checking, cross-checking all the inputs are same. So it has like 0 to 20 lists, 21 values in each list. Here also 0 to 20, 21 values. This will go into radius. Okay. We are kind of, we can see, so 1 is too small. We can make it say 8. And this we need to bring it to 20. Nice. This looks good. UV count is 10 by 20. Nice. Maybe I can reduce it to say. Bring it say to 12. This thing should come to 8. I mean, since there are so many in number, if I make.
Hi everyone, I am Parul Sharma, founder of Aerie Academy. We have launched a course on basics of parametric architecture with Netik, and he will be your mentor and facilitator. If you want to join the course, fill the form pinned in the comments below and we will reach out to you.
Make it a NURBS sphere, it would be too much of a load for my computer to compute. So mesh reduces that computation load by controlling the density of the geometry you're trying to create. So this is there. Now I want to give it a color, and that color could be gradient. There are some presets available, which is this one. Now we want this. Yeah. So it will map these values. What I'll do is do a bounce. The bounce is already there. I'll use mesh color. So I'll give this as a color, I'll give this as a mesh. So now you can see this thing changes, and if I play with the graph mapper again, the color also changes, which is good. The only thing I would like to do is now change it to say something else. Take it to blue. Okay. Yeah, kind of looks good. Maybe this line color, I'll change it to blue. Is it okay? Maybe. To change the color, what I can do is I can also deconstruct. I can take the Z values, so but let's use bounce. Use flatten to create a proper bounce, and use deconstruct domain. So it gives you the lower value, upper value, and this becomes another. So it becomes a parameter. And the remap can also happen based on this. Now I would try to create these data points. Try to zoom in. I would try to now reduce the radiuses. Let's see if custom preview works better than mesh color. Okay, a bit shady. Yeah, this looks good instead of mesh colors. Like, there's a problem here. If you see in this sphere, there is pink, then blue, which I don't know. Okay, as a custom, I want one single color for every sphere. Maybe now, since I'm zooming in, it's time to increase the density. Okay, but it looks good. Yeah. Radiuses can be reduced. Let's see. Make it as minimum as 1. Although maximum can be 40. Yeah, so this thing looks good. I will now change my background to white. Reduce Grasshopper. This looks good. Sorry guys, it's like a bit of, always requires a bit of tweaking to check what looks good visually. Um, yeah. So now you have this. Next video, I would like to show you how to create an animation out of it. See you another time. But yeah, if you have any doubts, please leave your comments and I would be happy to answer them. Also, we are launching a course to teach the Grasshopper from the very basics. If you're interested, please join the course. See you another time. Bye-bye.